Good morning, Craig Mack here, Liberty Bell Beekeepers. So it's what, March 21st, I guess. Maybe it's the first day of spring, and I'm out in the woods, one of my favorite swarm trapping locations. This is a set of woods that's been virtually untouched since the beginning of the country. I'm in southeastern Pennsylvania. Got a lot of historic properties and historic areas here that are just like this, that haven't been touched, haven't been developed, haven't been managed, just kind of true, I guess, wild forest. So this place is beautiful. A lot of red oak, black walnut, a few other red maples, occasionally, sporadically placed, and we're pretty close to the Delaware River. Maybe 200 or 300 yards. So as you can see, this has got just a beautiful little set of woods. Some very tall trees. Quite a few have fallen over the last few years, but that gives rise to these saplings, which are all scattered around. And you can see we're getting some green on this one, this little guy here. Little signs of spring. This place also gets a lot of skunk cabbage. You can probably see some of that back here. That's started to pop. This property in particular has a lot of these low-lying areas with standing water most of the year, except for like the drought conditions. But even still, there's like I said, the river's real close, so it's got a lot of access to water. This tree I had good luck with last year, so I came back to it. But as you can see, I mean, there's lots of old trees, and there's lots of big dead trees too. So I never really went hunting for a bee tree in these woods, but I would not be surprised if there were bees naturally in these woods, but I don't know that for sure. I do know that there's beekeepers reasonably close. Now, one other thing that's different probably for this one is generally I like to get them in the sun. I like them in the morning sun, afternoon shade. If I can get that, I had real good success with morning sun, afternoon shade. Didn't matter which way they were facing the opening. It just mattered that that box got heated up in the morning when the bees start making their forage runs and their scouting runs. To me, that seemed to work best. Now, this one didn't have that, but it has all the other things that I like. That water around, plenty of forage, and decent cover, and old trees. So I got my box here. This one's a center hole. I just rubbed some more wax on the inside and gave it a spritz with the Swarm Commander. This is a new box, so I did 2 spritzes, and I got a couple of old drawn frames. That one's kind of broken. I better be careful with that one. And these are just some old frames that I don't really care about, that I'm using in this swarm trap. And just checkerboarding, empty, full, empty. There's a nice brood comb. No resources. This has got some pollen in it, but no honey. You don't want any honey in there. So I set that up, got my lid. I usually like to put a spritz of the Swarm Commander on the lid as well. It really kind of gets the whole box. The whole box really smelling nice. I put my boxes up in the air about 12 feet. For me, that's just what I like to do because it's an urban area. People do come through these woods. Kids hang out here. People walk their dogs. So I just try to get them out of harm's way. if I can. And there we are. As you can see, I'm on this half of an extension ladder. It's 10 foot. Well, it was a 20-foot extension ladder that broke, and I just separated it, and this is really lightweight. I can carry it into the woods really easily. So there's my trap. Now I imagine within a couple of weeks there's going to be a lot of green going on in here. All these trees will be budding, and the leaves will really start to turn on. Well, like I said, it's about 12, 13 feet up in the air. I caught bees here before, so I left my screw in place and just hanging a new trap. Hopefully we'll get another one this year. So just wanted to show everybody kind of my quick setup and putting my traps out today as we're in this crazy time of quarantines and lockdowns. If you can get out into a quiet place like this, kind of soothes the soul. And you're gonna have to get out. You can't just sit in your house and be locked up. I know we're trying to avoid people and social distancing, which is important, but at the same time, getting out into an area like this and just letting your mind rest is really important. So there we are, swarm trapping. This one's back in the woods, a couple 100 yards, because like I said, it is a trail that does get some use, and some people like to party back here, as you can see by the trash. There was actually a group of people living in these woods a couple of years ago, and stuff's never been cleaned out. There we are. Got about 4 more traps to set. As I'm getting out of here, and I'm enjoying it. It's just, like I said, brings me a sense of peace getting out into the woods. All right, enough. I'll talk to you later.